All right, it is 6 p.m. So let's get started. And we're live for right now. All right, there we go. It is 6 p.m. on November 19th, 2025. This is the meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Tonight on the agenda is a continuance from last month. It is an application from Kayla Bussey, DBA Kayla & Co. Inc., appealing a zoning enforcement officer decision of section 145-68A, stating applicant is in violation of the Town of Belchertown bylaw, section 145-24A, section 5, breeding, raising, or keeping of animals on less than 40,000 square feet minimum. Applicant's lot is 12,529 square feet, located at 11 Suncrest Lane, map 271, parcel 50, zoning district AGA. This is a continuation, so I am not going to read everything into the record. Again, it's in the record. I am going to, this wasn't printed out, it was sent around. We did hear from the Agricultural Commission. So I reached out requesting, I sent the materials that were sent to us, including the flock management plan, and requesting an opinion from the commission as to the flock management plan and whether the safeguards laid out would be sufficient for odor, noise, and safety issues. The response I received from Eric, the chair of the Agricultural Commission, he provided the information that was previously submitted to the select board, and then submitted the following information. He wrote, the issue was further discussed at our October 1st hearing after reviewing the management plan, reviewing the property and environmental data. The commission voted unanimously to take no action on the request and close the issue. I will forward you the minutes of the meeting when they are available. The commission unanimously felt that the lot size is simply too small to have the operation not have a detrimental effect on the neighbors and the environment. And while the management plan submitted had adequate technical components, it would be nearly impossible to mitigate the impacts of the operations due to the operation's physical limitations, include to lot size, topography, and soil types. That was just the brief email that we received in response to our request. So would anyone like to open the public portion of the meeting?
Sure, make a motion to open the public portion of the meeting.
I second that.
Okay, public portion open. Is there any additional information you'd like to provide following last month's meeting?
Did you receive, we did get our federal IRS stuff. The government shutdown, I was not expecting it to happen, but we are federally recognized now as a federal nonprofit. Under the Dover Amendment, our lease, the board met, voted on our lease, so we have our lease signed for our nonprofit to be recognized under that federal label.
Yes, I saw the email was forwarded to me. I didn't get it in time to send you the Agricultural Commission because I know you requested additional information sent to you. So yes, we are in receipt of that you have a lease and that you have the mass foreign status and the IRS 501c3. Is there anything else you'd like to speak to?
Sure. This week, we also had an issue that arose that we believe complicates based on the OSCD status. It didn't come to us. It was through Paul and the city manager response, but it didn't come to us until after the 48-hour window, and we want to respect the public meeting law to give everyone a chance to review the information we just received. And we didn't receive any of the information from the Ag Commission just
Within the
now.
48 hours
So-
window.
We would like to ask for a continuance then so that we can provide you the information from Paul's office and the city manager about our OSCD situation that relates to this, as well as time to review and communicate with the Ag Commission, because we were unaware that that email even existed until about an hour ago. And so,
No, not even
based on-
that, we didn't get that one.
or whatever, we didn't, it just came, we just got an email from Abby, so whatever Abby sent
was
over,
that one.
it was that one,
Okay.
it's just further down. It started where it was just, it looked like at first it was just the information from their September 3rd meeting, and then we didn't realize it, but we haven't had a chance to review anything.
And then there's additional information.
Yes, that we don't feel right
Okay.
handing it to you without you having the chance to review it, but we do have emails from Paul and the city manager related that we'd like reviewed prior to, so that we can have a real conversation.
Yeah.
And so if it's all right, just in the interest of open meeting and transparency, we would ask that because none of this was discovered until the last 24 hours.
Yeah, and with the
that
egg commissions too, that with our being a certified nonprofit under Dover Amendment as well, that's speculative concerns that they are bringing to the table. There's no real substantial evidence of any of that being violated right now. So
We just want
we
a
just
chance
want to
to
make sure
really
we
go
have
back
all
to
of
them.
that.
And so, and it's fine if they don't want to weigh in, if they have no action, but we just haven't had a chance to review or look at any of this information prior to tonight's hearing
Okay, so you'd like to continue this?
for the purpose of transparency and for everyone to review the information.
Sure.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your cooperation.
So we are looking at December. We are the 17th. I am available. I don't know.
We're out of town that week for work.
So you want to move it to January?
Our perspective is the bird's already in place. We already have a 501c3. If the board chooses to vote against and we respectfully disagree, we'd probably be ending up going down the appeal process anyway, so we're not in a hurry. If you're willing to push it to January, we're perfectly willing to work with the board cooperatively and provide the information. If it needs to be in December, we have to do it digitally, we can do that, but we'd rather be here in person.
I'm fine for December. You're not fine for December, coming in person?
I guess we can do
Okay.
it.
We're physically
We're
not
physically
there
not
in
there.
Massachusetts that day.
We're
So,
we're in California for work that week. So if we digitally join,
Yeah, I mean, that's why we,
I don't get any problem digitally joining.
Yeah.
I prefer to be in person just because of the natural interaction pattern. But if you feel that it's important to do it in December, we would be happy to be a part of that process.
yeah, I mean, we meet the third Wednesday of every month. So we met virtually during COVID. That's why we have it set up. So if you would like to do that, if you don't want to wait till January, we can meet again in December.
yeah, it doesn't really matter.
17th would be fine.
Okay, all
Thank you
right.
so much.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. That'll give us time to review and get you some documentation next couple of days for your
Okay.
review as well.
Absolutely. Well then, I guess this is,
Do we need to make a motion for a continuance?
I think you should probably close the.
Before you
Yeah, I
continue,
mean,
this is a public hearing, right? Are you
Yes.
gonna open it to the public or are you gonna,
They
opened
we
it
already did, yeah. We did.
you're gonna bar further comment?
oh, would you like to make a comment, Dave?
That's why I'm here.
Okay, yeah,
Sure.
great then. I guess before we make a move.
Sure. Public
Sure.
portion is still open.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
Okay. Unless you would like to wait, but don't.
So I said, what?
Unless you'd like to wait till the next meeting, but go ahead.
Well, I might be here then too.
Okay.
Dan Bodett, according to the town committee handbook, I have to identify any committees I'm on the planning board and the animal control review board. However, I am not here representing those boards, I'm here, as an individual. And, I think you've got a substantial issue here with, 4568 subparagraph B, variances C. Desirable relief may be granted without substantial detriment to the public good, without nullifying or substantially derogating the intent and purpose of the chapter. And there is an issue of the public good here. I mean, chickens make a lot of noise and they are in a residential area. This is a profound issue. And this is not just where you're asking to have a variance that's going to allow chickens, because the zoning regulation controls domestic livestock. So if you're going to open that door, you're opening it to domestic livestock. Other things are going to come through that door. Now, let's say you had the same property and they said they wanted to have a therapeutic riding organization and they wanted to have half a dozen horses on it. You can have half a dozen horses on a tenth of an acre. How about sheep? Well, we're going to do a sheep sharing, project here and help people, get used to being close to the animals or whatever. You're going to allow sheep. I mean, this is going to go on and on. There's a reason why there was a requirement set in place in this town to have a certain amount of property to have domestic livestock on it, is because the crafters thought that it was going to be an issue to the neighbors. There wasn't enough land if you were going to go underneath an acre. And this is not a situation where they're asking for variance. They created the hardship. They put the animals on a substandard lot and then, had an enforcement action going against them. And now they're basically claiming some type of, hardship relief, for something that, the situation they created themselves. So it's pretty hard to show a substantial hardship either. And I really think that an argument, a massive, big argument is in place here that if you're gonna start doing variances to allow people to have domestic livestock on substandard lots, you've just thrown our entire zoning scheme for those types of controls out the door. Because what's gonna be stopping the next person? So what you did for them, you're gonna do it for me. And as I said, it's not gonna be just chickens, it's gonna be horses, goats, llamas, aardvarks. Let's go right on down the line. Because again, there's a reason why this was put in place. You've got an ongoing nuisance here. The people that live in there have to listen to these chickens, and chickens make noise, even if they're just hens, but they have hens and roosters. Roosters make a lot of noise. I know this. I've got 90 birds myself. I've got lots of chickens. I've had them for over 30 years. I know exactly what the issues are here, and they make a lot of noise. You can't have houses around there and have peace and quiet. You're affecting people's property values in that area, and I don't think that there's any room here from a clear standard. This is not something that can be really, debated or argued. There's a clear standard here, and they're trying to deviate around it by throwing subjects in the way that don't even really apply. We've already talked about information on the Dover Amendment. Towns are allowed to have dimensional controls on properties under the Dover Amendment. That's clear in the case law that goes with that particular statute. What's the issue? I appreciate that they want another one, but I ask that you take some kind of weight to the fact that they've got a nuisance, and that's why they were cited in the first place. And they're dragging it out, asking for more and more time as the nuisance continues. What about the people that live there? What do you say to them?
Thank you for your comments. I appreciate everything you had to say, particularly in regards to the zoning bylaws and their governance, as we are held to the standard of the bylaws. However, if there is additional information forthcoming that may be pertinent, I think that it is fair to give one more month. And we will all be prepared 1 month from now.
Ma'am, that wasn't the basis of the continuation last time. clearly, you stated it was to allow information to come in from the Agricultural Commission,
Right,
which is now available to you.
yes.
So, now they've got additional information, they've got their foot in the door again. What's to keep another foot in the door and another foot in the door? Where does this end? When do you make a decision?
I mean, we've never been faced with this before. I've never had something ongoing like this before, so it's new. I mean, I would ask my fellow board members their thoughts. I mean, for me, unless I haven't heard that there've been other, Paul hasn't said if, we haven't heard that there's been other complaints that have from the neighbors, so it doesn't seem,
I don't think it's at the level of urgency that couldn't
couldn't wait.
wait one more month. It's a unique situation. We want to make sure we get it right
And
for moving forward
if I
in
may,
case other things
No.
do come up.
We address the board. So you're not responding to that.
No,
If you're-
No.
we're
Okay.
addressing the board
So,
specifically.
wait. there hasn't been other complaints because the original person that complained moved away before our last hearing. No one else lives near
House
us
has been vacant since prior to.
Prior
just
to
because
that
of your comment of the urgency.
meeting. So there,
Right.
Is it?
Our side of it, addressing the board, is, and we won't dispute veracity of any comments tonight. But the 48-hour rule does push against open meeting law, which we're trying to respect also. And so regardless of the urgency, none of us want to be caught up in open meeting violations, and all of us want to do this the right way, so that if an appeal is necessary, all of us have done this the best way possible. So we do stand with the board in participation regardless of outside comments.
and under the Dover Amendment as well, again, speculative concerns, predicting future nuisances isn't a rationale to deny a nonprofit organization, whilst the town might have the ability to use certain parts of their bylaws. If it limits our ability to run our business that is now federally registered that you have, then the land use itself that's leased by the nonprofit at this point, under the Dover Amendment, we would be able to run our business without our curricular components. We're not asking the board for a variance that would allow for a bunch of other people to just have animals. It's due to our business that we're trying to run.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the additional information. I guess we're back on the,
Continuance?
continue.
Yeah. So December 17th.
Yeah.
Via,
It would be digitally for us that day.
I believe we can accommodate that, so. Should we close the public portion before we?
That is not a yes.
I think so.
With the digital event, would we just join,
This link,
This
we're meeting
link?
next after.
I'm sorry. let's public, I don't wanna like talk, okay. Okay,
Thank you, Abby. We appreciate it.
Okay, would you,
So I make a motion to close the public portion. of the
Okay.
meeting.
I second that motion.
public portion closed? I agree with granting the extension to the 17th. What are your thoughts on the continuance?
I would say 1 month.
Okay.
One
Yeah,
more
that's the
time.
next available, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't foresee any more information that we would need to gather outside of another month extension. I don't know if there would be, again, I can foresee that happening. So I think we should be able to have everybody with all the information that they need by December 17th. So I do not have a problem continuing to December 17th.
Okay. Would you like to make a motion?
I will make a motion for a continuance to December 17th. for the hearing for Kayla and Co.
I second that motion.
All right, motion passed. The meeting, is further continued to December 17th to be held remotely. There will be a remote access link provided. And we have it all up and running and working now, so we'll be good. I think that's all our,
I think that is all of our agenda.
that's it.
Do we have a motion to close the meeting too?
Yes.
Sorry if that was rude, I apologize, I just
We
am
will be
excited.
here,
I mean,
we will be here and they will be remote.
Correct.
Yes, that's how
yeah,
that's
just
how I
in case
understood
anyone
that.
else.
Of course.
That's it.
She might have this
Oh,
company.
I want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make a motion to close the meeting?
Yeah.
I second that.
All right, meeting closed, motion passed. And we'll see you again in a month.